This podcast is brought to you by Comedy Central's Roast Battle. What's a roast battle? Imagine the perfect combination of stand-up comedy, rap battles, and professional wrestling all in one place. Join Brian Moses and DJ Coach T for Roast Battle, the podcast, as they bring you weekly live battles from the world-famous Comedy Store in Hollywood, as well as behind-the-scene interviews with the industry's best comedians. Subscribe now and leave a joke of your own when you rate and review. This week's podcast is brought to you by Toyota Untold. Toyota isn't just a car company, and the new podcast Toyota Untold isn't just about cars. It's about finding solutions. It's about triumph, facing fears, celebrating life, and rethinking what's possible. In Toyota Untold, you'll hear behind-the-scenes stories about what drives the team members of Toyota and keeps them there for so long. From concept to production, you'll discover what goes into designing for the future. You can find Toyota Untold right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Caseys.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome.
That's right. We're doing it on time.
Hold on. I can't welcome you guys appropriately because I have a wicked sore throat right now. So
yeah, you better get over it.
I'm sitting here with my Dunkin' Donuts chocolate milk in hand and sucking on some Cepacol.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that I'm halfway decent for the live podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll be good. Now,
so Rashawn brought me home this concoction from Rite Aid. I got liquid chloroseptic lozenges, Cepacol. He brought home all different kinds of teas. He got me this hot chocolate. Thank you, baby, for taking care of me.
You better suck it up, too.
I better suck it up?
You better suck it up.
Okay, I'll suck it up.
Well, if you don't know, tomorrow, of course, is our live podcast. I like that. Suck it up. You're getting a little nasty with me.
I didn't mean
yes, you did.
by that.
Now, our live podcast is tomorrow. Shout to everybody that's coming to the live podcast. We only did 100 people. And that was because it was our 100th episode. So we wanted to do something special. So shout to everybody. People are hitting me already. They're in town. Some people made it a weekend. So shout to you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, for everybody else, we're also doing another podcast February 18th live. There was so many people that wanted to go to this podcast that we wanted to make it a special event and real VIP and real closed and only 100 people. It just signifies a lot.
To make it intimate.
Right.
Intimate is the word.
So we're doing another podcast February 18th. More seats, more people. It's not going to be the same thing. So if you want to go to both, that's fine. It's February 18th. I know last week I told you it was on Ticketmaster, but it's on Ticketmaster right now. Don't blame me.
There was a glitch last week.
Yeah, there was a glitch last week, but it is up right now. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. Tickets are limited. It will go. It will sell out. So make sure you get your tickets now. February 18th, Gia and I will be in the building, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's start this podcast. First, Gia has no idea what we're talking about. And you know, if you just joined in the podcast, we talk about everything that goes on with us, our life, relationship problems, relationship things that are great. We talk about so many different things. And I just wanted to talk about teamwork.
That was the big secret. Before we started the podcast, I said, all right, babe, so give me an idea. What are we talking about today? He was like, don't worry, just go with it.
Yeah, well, it's teamwork. And
I thought it was going to be something that was going to blow my mind. Teamwork.
No, it's teamwork. And let me explain. Now, next month is Gia's birthday, right? February 1st, Gia's birthday. She has a milestone of a birthday. Mm-hmm. She turns 40. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Now, my baby don't look nowhere near 40. She looks like she's 19, 20, 21, but she turns 40.
I wouldn't say all that, but
you do. And I would say that February is a busy, busy month for me, for as me being a DJ. And if you don't know, it's big because it's February is the first weekend in February is usually Super Bowl.
Right.
And
which is usually my birthday weekend.
Mm-hmm, the second week of February is usually Grammys. Mm-hmm. Third week is Valentine's Day / All-Star. Mm-hmm. And then the week after that is usually CIAA, which are all big tournaments and all big things that in entertainment is this big, big thing. So all the time during Gia's birthday, I'm usually traveling, or we're usually traveling for Super Bowl. So this year for the first, it was either travel and make a rack loads of money, and people be like, well, you always make money, but it's good to get money while you're hot, right? Or it was celebrate Gia's birthday or try to figure something out. So I was busting my butt trying to figure out what to do and this, that, and the other. So I came up with this idea. I said, you know what? I want to do something special for Gia's 40th, right? So, I mean, I'm still doing something special, and
are you?
Yeah, you still got some cool stuff coming. I can tell you now.
Wait. Just go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, so I
thought we were dead papito, so that's why I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to do, we're dead papito. But anyway, let me explain it. So what I said I was going to do was, my friends at the Barclays Center, I wanted to rent out the Brooklyn Nets Arena, the Barclays Center, and have a dinner on Center Court for your 40th. I thought that would be great and thought that would be amazing. The only problem is that what I had was February 1st, of course, we're in Atlanta. But then I said, okay, well, maybe we could do it the day before. But what happens is the Nets aren't playing. The hockey team is playing. The Islanders. So the wood pause won't be down. Only the ice will be down.
Right.
So we can't.
They have to ice the floor.
All right. So it's ice. So we can't have a dinner on ice.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if we can. That would be kind of cool and cold, but we can't. So that idea was scrapped. Then I wanted to go away, but we have all these events all week long. So I called.
We travel all February. So I called Gia and I'm like, babe, your birthday's coming up. I'm really, killing myself. I'm about to cancel all these shows because I want to celebrate your birthday and, I have all these parties. And she was like, well, let me tell you this. All-Star, Super Bowl and All-Star, we make a grip out there. And, we can celebrate my birthday another time. Let's get this bread and then we could go celebrate my birthday. And I respected it. I was like, that's a team play, because a lot of people in a lot of relationships would be like, no, it's my birthday and I want to celebrate on my birthday. But when you told me that, first it made me realize that me and you are the same person. It really made me realize, like, we're going to go get this bread first and then we're going to celebrate the birthday. But that's how we are. And I just wanted to say I can tell we're a team player, because a lot of people would be like, no, it's my 40th and I want to make it special and I want to do this and do that. You were like, well, how much we getting paid? Fuck that. We'll celebrate the birthday after, or we'll celebrate the birthday another time. And a lot of people in a lot of relationships celebrate the birthday in April.
In March. No, but that's the thing. I mean, it's still the fact that you were thinking that way, and shows me that, it's a team play. It's about our relationship and our family and what we're trying to build. It's not you being selfish and be like, well, it wouldn't be selfish because you have all right. It is your birthday. It's not you being selfish and saying, well, it's my birthday. This is what the fuck I want to do. I want something special. You were like, all right, well, let's fuck it. But you do that on that date. You do that on Valentine's. We do that together because we still celebrate and we still have our special moments. But if there's other things that come up, it doesn't. No, that's your phone. What time is it?
Logan.
I'm sure it's your son.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, mommy.
What's up, baby cakes?
Where's Irma?
Oh, she's here, sweetie pie.
No, she's outside. She went to pick him up.
Well, outside his school, right?
Outside of school,
she's
yeah.
outside your school.
Oh, I didn't.
No, she's out there. She left 15 minutes ago.
Because you got out at 11:30 today, right?
Yeah, I did so bad.
So bad on what?
The test.
Oh, he had a midterm today.
Oh, okay.
Well, tell us when you get home. We're taping the podcast.
We're taping the podcast. I just didn't want to send you the voicemail in case it was
let me tell you
important.
one more thing.
Oh,
What?
boy, here you go.
What?
There was a section, right? And it was equation.
Logan,
Baby,
we're taping the podcast right now.
Understand that I'm taping a podcast right now? The whole world,
Goodbye.
The whole world can hear you right now. You're on speaker.
Oh, hi, world.
Goodbye.
Tell me how you bombed your test later, okay?
Okay, bye.
I love you, baby. Bye.
There was a section. Boy, didn't I just tell you we're taping the podcast?
A thought doesn't run through his mind without him calling me to tell me.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
This is like the third phone call I got from him today, and it's only 11:30.
I know.
All right.
So, back to what I was saying. I respect it because you really think about family, and that's what a relationship is about. It's thinking about the overall picture. Now, we will celebrate your birthday. It just won't be February 1st, which is your birthday date.
We're going to be flying on February 1st.
Yeah, we're going to Atlanta. So we'll be in Atlanta. Right? So we'll be celebrating in Atlanta, but we won't get the extravagance. I just made that word up.
That was definitely a made up word.
I made a word.
Extravagance or extravaganza? Which one were you going for?
The big shit.
The extravaganza.
The extravaganza. So we won't get the extravaganza that I necessarily wanted. But, we're still going to do something. What I decided to do is, I don't know if I mentioned it or maybe I didn't.
You're going to tell me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What I decided to do is you turned 40. So throughout the whole year, I've been collecting things that I think that you like, and I collected 40 of them. So I'm going to give you 40 things that I've collected, presents for your birthday.
Really?
So you have to open it before you leave because I'm not carrying 40 presents on the plane. But, 40 things for your birthday just to represent 40 being your birthday. I'm going to give you $40. Just everything's going to be 40. So
I get an envelope of $40.
$40.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So it's going to be a lot of
oh, really?
A lot of fun.
Well, what time's our flight on Friday?
Our flight leaves, I believe, at 12 or 1. I have to change the flight, but it was supposed to be 12, but I think I'm going to change it to 1.
Oh, okay. Well, then we could do it that morning.
Yeah, we could do it that morning. Well, I got to go to work, so you got to come with me to work at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, then I can't do it that day.
You got to do it the night
we
before.
got to go straight. Okay, so the night before. So we could do it at midnight.
Right.
Do you have a show on Thursday night?
No.
Okay, so midnight.
Yeah, so we'll do it midnight Thursday night.
That's so sweet.
I was going to say, for people out there, like, I just thought that was amazing that you didn't think of yourself or didn't think of this is what I should do. You thought of the whole unit and the whole family.
Well, this is how I feel about that. I mean, birthdays, anniversaries, all of those, yes, they're special occasions and they deserve to be celebrated. And I enjoy celebrations, but I can do without a celebration.
Right.
To be honest with you. I'm not a big birthday person. Like, oh my gosh, it's my birthday. The world has to stop and everybody has to make much of me that day. I have friends that are like that and we make much of them that day. And I love to do that for them. But for me, for instance, if someone doesn't call me on my birthday or they forget, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't really care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I understand that people have busy lives and things going on, and you just may not be present that day was your friend's birthday.
Correct.
You might realize 2 days later and then be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to call, but I will do everything I can to make you feel okay that you didn't call me on my birthday.
Right.
That's perfectly okay. With you, Rashawn, I know that you will give me the world. I know that you will go to the ends of the earth to do things that are special, to make me feel appreciated, to make me feel loved. And for me, knowing that is enough.
Right.
It doesn't actually have to happen. On that day, if we spent the day in bed with the remote cuddled up under the covers, I would be just as happy as though you threw me a huge party with all of my favorite people and loved ones, etc. For me, as long as I'm with you and we're together and we share the day, that's really enough for me.
Right.
And that's my personality. You know what I mean? And I understand people that, love a big deal to be made. But for me, even though it's a milestone birthday, I'm fine with whatever we do. So if we're traveling and, we get down there, if we just go to dinner with whoever we're down there with and they bring me a cupcake at the end, like that's fine, But even more so for you, I'm going to be honest with you. I was really worried about your stress level because this is a crazy time for us. We just got over Christmas and then you're immediately planning this podcast, the February podcast. You have the real estate seminar on Sunday.
Right.
Then you have all of this traveling every weekend in February. And yes, you have an assistant, but you really kind of take the bull by the horns and you plan everything yourself.
Correct.
So it's a lot going on top of all the shows that you're doing, on top of the Breakfast Club, on top of the fact that you just got back from South Africa a day and a half ago. You're always moving. You're always shaking. So for a person like you who does so much, who's responsible for so much and never complains, to have to, on top of that, plan an extravaganza. For your wife's 40th birthday and pull that all together and make sure that it's amazing and memorable and a huge deal. And you have to get all of my friends and friends to fly in and go through all of that. To be honest with you, it's too much. 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 It's too much on your shoulders. And I don't want you to have that stress. I don't want you to feel like you have to do something spectacular. Like, I just want to be with you that day.
Oh, and I respect it. And I love you for that.
I love you.
I absolutely positively love you for that. And thank you. And I just thought that was a team moment. And I was like, wow, Most people would have been like, oh, that's dope. Yeah, they're going to get the bread. But no, that was a team moment. That was a special day. And the fact that you sacrificed your day and was like, no, we're going to go out there and we're going to have fun, but we'll celebrate the right way later on. And I respect that. And thank you.
Yeah, whichever way. Thank you for even saying that. I love you.
I love you, baby. And you know what else I want to talk about before we get into the emails is, that mic wire is broken. I got to go get another mic wire.
Oh, is that what's going on with my mic?
I just throw it into the...
Do I sound strange to you guys?
No, you don't sound strange. It's just a little hum because the wire is a little dead. But
oh, okay. Can they hear the hum? Or
no,
can you
as long as you hold it
hum?
like that, it's good money.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what else I wanted to talk about?
What's that, baby?
And this is for people out there in relationships that have children. You know, sometimes when you do things wrong, it's good to be checked. And you checked me before I went to Africa, right? Madison and Logan, and this is something I don't understand, and I had to ask. I had to ask on air about brothers and sisters getting along, right? Because I was like, yo, they argue all the time over stupid things, but then they can argue on Monday and then Tuesday they're in bed with each other watching television. I was like, it's the weirdest shit.
Oh, wait, you talked about it on the Breakfast Club? Oh, okay.
And people were like, yeah, I hated my brother till I went to college and got back. And then after that, we were cool. Like, people were like, I hated my brother until we graduated from college. I hated my brother. I hated my sister. And I was like, shit. I was like, you know, I'm an only child, so I never understand. So, right before I went to Africa, Logan and Madison got into it with each other. I asked Madison to pick up Logan from school for me, and then when he picked her up,
when she picked him up,
she said Logan wasn't nice. She said Logan didn't say thank you. It just wasn't nice. So I called Logan in the room and I blacked out on Logan, screamed at him, yelled at him. Your sister didn't have to pick you up. She did me a favor and to pick you up. You should have, thanked her. If not, you'd have been waiting outside in the cold for an hour. You know, the stuff that fathers say. And I yelled at him and I told both of them, and y'all can't get along, get out. And I kicked him out the house.
Right.
Not kicked him out the house, kicked him out the room. And you would like, and then I was like, it was a good cop, bad cop. I was like, you know what, babe? I was like, you know what? Go in there and talk to them and get their vibe. And, we play good cop, bad cop as parents. And you went in there and spoke to them and you came back and it was like, I spoke to both of them. Separately. And, I kind of understand where they're coming from. And I was like, what do you mean? And you was like, Logan was mad and said that before you even asked what happened, you were yelling at him. And I was like, because he was wrong. Right. And I had an attitude. And he was like, no, well, I kind of get what he says, this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, I'm not apologizing. And and then, and you was like, well, you should really think about it. I was like, all right, I'm out. And then I had to fly to Africa. On the flight to Africa, it's a 15-hour flight.
It was a much longer conversation between us.
Yeah, it was much longer.
I really wanted you to apologize.
Right. So when I got back, you was like, you should really take Logan out to lunch. And you should have a conversation with him. He was like, you guys don't bond like you used to because he's always at practice and
you're always working
and, you don't really bond like him. And I was like, all right. So when I got back from Africa and I got back on a Monday and it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day and the kids were off and you ran out for somewhere. I think you had a doctor's appointment.
Yes.
So I called both Logan and Madison into the room and I had a conversation with them. I didn't even tell you.
I was about to say, you didn't even tell me.
I had a conversation with them. And the first thing
they didn't even tell me. Oh, maybe because since you got back, we've been kind of bunned up. So I haven't really been on top of them like I usually am. Go ahead.
So I pulled them both to the side and I said, first of all, Logan, I said, I want to apologize to you in front of Madison for, and I said, not for how I reacted. I said, I want to apologize for not asking you what happened. And I said, that's when I was wrong. I said, I automatically took Madison's side because Madison told me first.
Right.
I said, Madison came and complained. And I was just mad that she did me a favor and you didn't necessarily, you wasn't grateful. And he said, but I was wrong. I told him, I said, but I was wrong for that. I said, I should have made my decision based off what you said, or I should have asked you for what happened first. And I said, I was wrong for that. And I said, what really, bothered me was I can remember being in school and I get punished for something that happened and a teacher not asking me what happened first.
Right.
I said, or, I get in trouble for something and somebody just saying, so what's your side of the story or what happened? And I said, I didn't do that with you. And I said, I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what I should have did was, Logan, your sister said this, so let me ask you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I should have said, okay, I heard your side. And then whatever I did from there, or the conversation I had, or the punishment that came, or the talking that we did, should have came from that. And I said, because of that, I apologize. And he was like, no. He was like, no, I understand. I said, but you also have to understand, you and your sister never get along.
No, it's not that they never get along.
They don't get along sometimes.
Right. They don't get along sometimes, but they'll be all up on each other, watching movies, talking, playing, laughing, joking, play fighting, and everything right after. The point is that they argue a lot.
Right.
Right.
But this is something that you little girls do. Madison is like my bestie.
Mm-hmm.
She plays to daddy well.
Right.
She comes and gives daddy her hug. She'll stop on the way in to get daddy's favorite candy. She'll get daddy donuts. She'll get daddy his Pellegrino water.
Uh-huh.
She'll
come into bed and cuddle with you.
She plays.
You guys fall asleep together.
Yes. She plays daddy well. So she knows if she says, Daddy, Logan's not treating me right, she knows I'm going to get on his ass because she plays daddy well. Mm-hmm. Logan doesn't play daddy like Madison.
Right.
Me and Logan, we come, we watch the game, we talk about the game, we talk about school, but it's a difference.
Well, let me just stop you right there. When I went into the room to play Good Cop, Logan and I had maybe an hour and a half, 2-hour conversation. Mm-hmm. And I pointed that out to him. Mm-hmm. I said that there is credibility to the term mama's boy and daddy's girl. I said, because of the difference in the sexes, we respond to each other differently. I said, like, you see the way that you'll come in the bed and you'll lay down next to me while I'm watching TV and I'll play in your curls? Mm-hmm. I said, if Madison comes in the bed and lays next to me, I might rub her back or something like that, but I'm not going to play in her curls.
Correct.
It's a different level of affection because you're a boy and she's a girl. The way that she'll get in the bed and cuddle with daddy and rub his head or, run and go get him something to drink. And daddy, do you need this? Daddy, do you need that? I said, you're not going to do that because you're a boy and he's a boy. So they have that kind of relationship. There's a reason why there are mama's boys and daddy's girls. Mm-hmm. And both of you guys are those things. But it doesn't mean that we love either one of you more than the other. It just means that the way that we display our love and show our love is different.
Right. So,
and that came from him saying, well, I think that daddy loves Madison more than me. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, that's not what it is at all. I said, do you think that if daddy loved Madison or any of the other kids more than you, that he would do this or that? And I gave him a dozen examples. And he said, no, I guess you're right. I said, you're all different children. Mm-hmm. We love you all equally, but differently because you're different humans.
Right.
So everything can't be the same. It can't be mirror images of one another. Do you understand that? And he said, yeah, I understand. And then he acknowledged, he said, you know what? I don't really believe that. I think that I'm just speaking out of anger. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the things that I've said during this conversation is out of anger. And something else that he said that spoke to what you just spoke about previously is that he was upset that, just like you said, you jumped and took Madison's side before you even heard his side. And he said, I came into the room on the defensive from the beginning.
Right.
And I said, well, explain what you mean. He said, whenever someone tells us, he said, Mom, let's say when we were kids and let's say one of us hit the other. It's like both of us are racing to get to you and daddy first, to tell first, because whoever tells their side first gets immediate sympathy. And then the person that responds to that winds up having to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. So he said, I came into the room on the defensive because Madison already had the jump on what took place and already had you guys' sympathy. So when I came in, daddy just pretty much was all over me and attacked me. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, that's true. Before we even got to hear your side. And I said, well, there's a reason for that too, because what Madison accused you of is something that we've seen you do.
Right.
So it was so easy to believe what she said. I said, I'm not going to lie. I believed her. I knew that I wanted to hear your side of the story, but I believed that at the end of it all, I probably was going to, take her version of events over yours. I said, but at the very least, you should have been given the opportunity to express yourself, and then we should have made that decision.
Absolutely.
But without, dragging the story out, I did point out to him things that I didn't like that he did during the course of the interaction with the four of us. I didn't like his overall demeanor, but I understand that he was probably like that because he was put off from the moment that he walked in the room. So my point was that everything was understandable. I could understand why you acted the way that you acted, didn't make it right. I can understand why he reacted the way that he reacted, didn't make it right. I understood why Madison told the story the way that she told the story, because that was her interpretation from her point of view.
Correct.
And that's the thing, there's a lot to be said about, there's three sides of a story, your side, my side, and the truth. Whenever you're the recipient of some kind of behavior from another person in a situation, 9 times out of 10, you feel as though you've been wronged.
Right.
But the other person is receiving whatever behavior that you're exhibiting, and they feel as though they've been wronged. So we really, whenever, we're in a position to judge or to take a side or to hear somebody out, we really have to hear all sides, and you kind of have to play devil's advocate. You have to throw out a whole lot of benefit of the doubt, and you have to be open-minded to what might have really happened.
Absolutely.
And at the end of it, truth be told, I understood why both of them did what they did and why both of them reacted the way that they reacted. So it wasn't really a situation where anybody should have gotten in trouble. We just needed to have a conversation to sift through all what was going wrong in their relationship that caused the problem.
Absolutely. And I would say this, though, and I know my baby's voice is hurting, so I know that just took a lot out of her. But I would just say this. That,
okay, wait, did you see that wimpy little laugh? I couldn't even.
No, even when you just did it, you was like, whew. And I was going to say.
I'm going to take this swig of hot chocolate right now.
Go ahead, baby.
Go ahead.
And I was going to say that, when it comes to it, I would say the big thing that I really respect you is, and I had to learn is, when you talk to our kids, you play good cop, bad cop, and then you play what's in the middle of good cop and bad cop? I don't know. Whatever. Like you play both sides of the fence, and then you mend the relationship. And I had to learn that from you. Because a lot of times when our kids were younger and they would be mad at you for some reason, I would hear what they have to say, and then I would tell them what I thought, and then I would just leave it at that. Like, all right, fuck it. I just really would. Like, if they did something wrong, I would tell them what my opinion was, right? But I wouldn't tell them my opinion where it was.
You said if they were mad at me?
If they were mad at you something, and let's say they came to me and was like, I'm mad at mommy for this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. And I would tell them my opinion, like, well, I think this, that, and the other. And then I would leave it at that. I would just tell them. I wouldn't necessarily try to mend the situation.
Oh,
You understand?
Right.
Like, almost like, and it's going to sound so foul and so fucked up, but I've sound foul and fucked up before. Almost like, well, you mad at mom, fuck it. They ain't mad at me.
You know something, and I know you're telling the 100%
You're going to love me a little bit more.
When you say that. Yes, because, that is your personality.
I definitely was going to do that.
Basically, no, let's tell the truth. Like, oh, you're mad at mommy? That makes me look better.
Yes.
Not even, well, you're not mad at me. No, it makes me look better.
No,
so now I kind of tip the scale on the favorite board.
No, I pretty much, that's what I was. I was like, well, you mad at mommy?
So horrible.
I was like, come in.
I knew that about you, too.
Give me a hug. Come give me a hug. Mommy's all mean and nasty. But
you didn't deserve that.
You didn't deserve that. Mommy shouldn't have yelled at you like that. She sent you to your room. I'm going to sneak you some grapes.
You should have came and told me first. Shame on you.
But, honestly, you mend it. And I really respect that. Because what you do is, you play the good cop and the bad cop, and we sit there and we talk. But you also...
Hold on a second.
You also allow it to come together. Today's episode is also brought to you by the Karma Project. There are 37 million vehicles that have been recalled so far for having a deadly Takata airbag. You can do something good by alerting your friends and family about this critical recall and earn serious rewards for doing it. Now, just imagine a friend driving a car and they could actually get hurt. Well, we're asking that you actually recommend people, and you will be rewarded for every friend and family member who gets an eligible vehicle fixed and for sharing messages about the recall on social media. Eligible vehicles that you help to get fixed earn as much as $55 in gift cards. Wow. Join the Karma Project and help get these deadly recall Takata airbags off the roads. Now, go to joinkarma.com/Casey Crew. That's join, joincarma.com/Casey Crew. Joinkarma.com/Casey Crew. Come here,
How'd
Logan.
you get home so quick?
Come here, Logan.
Rashawn, has that been 15 minutes?
Yeah, it was 15 minutes. Come on inside, Logan.
I just had you on the phone.
Now, we're here with Logan. And Logan, I was just
Irma must have been speeding.
No, she doesn't speed. Now, Logan, I was telling everybody that I apologized to you for the way I treated you the other day. And we talked about apologizing to people, right?
Hold
and
on
come a little
2nd.
closer.
How come you didn't tell me that Daddy apologized? Because you tell me everything else in the world. Because Daddy apologized and you didn't come to me and say, Mom, guess what? You tell me about friggin' Fortnite. You tell me about your new gaming system. You tell me about all this nonsense. You tell me about the money that you couldn't get from your Twitch.
That you didn't give me? That's exactly why I didn't tell you.
Through your
you
PayPal
didn't give it to me.
And everything. But you didn't tell me Daddy apologized. That's a big deal.
But it's a father to son and to sister thing.
Okay.
So I was just excluded?
Yep. You were excluded.
Even though I'm the one that put that whole thing together?
Yep. You weren't there.
So now let me ask. Now, so Logan, we had a thing about apologies, right? And I was mad that you didn't apologize. And I said, when we apologize in this household, we explain why we apologize because it has to come from a good place. We just want to be like, sorry, bitch, and keep it moving. We have to explain.
Sean.
What? Like, he never heard me say that. Or he don't say it in his rap songs when we're not around.
Go ahead.
He said
he's not
don't.
allowed to curse.
He's not allowed. But now, now I was mad at your apology. Why was I mad at the way that you apologized to your sister?
Because my apology wasn't sincere.
How was your apology?
It was sorry. That was it.
That was it. Sorry. Then I said, that's all you're going to say? And then what did you say?
Sorry.
Madison. Then you said Madison the second time.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to learn to apologize the right way so people understand what's wrong. Like when I apologized to you, did I explain why I apologized?
Yes.
And I said I was sorry for what?
You were sorry for not letting me tell my side of the story.
Right. And did you believe it when I said I was sorry?
Yes.
Are you just saying that right now because you don't want to get in trouble?
No, I'm not.
See?
So Logan, now I'm going to let a few cats out of the bag. So while we were in the room and we were talking, because how long were we talking when I came in to talk to you after you got in trouble?
30 minutes, an hour, somewhere.
Okay. So when we were talking, you were really, really, really angry.
You said you hated
Daddy.
me? You said you hated me?
I didn't say that. He said that. No, he
Did
definitely.
you say you hated me?
No, he definitely didn't
didn't
use
say
the
that?
word hate. He's not even allowed to use the word hate.
Oh,
Hate and stupid are banned from this household unless I'm joking with you, baby, and I call you stupid. But aside from that,
Great.
we're not allowed to use the word fat, hate, and stupid and idiot, right?
I use the word idiot
Around me?
all the time.
What do you mean you use the word idiot around me?
You shouldn't call your mom an idiot,
I
man.
don't call my mom an idiot. London's like, you're an idiot all the time.
But anyway, but you're not really allowed to use those words, right? Am I happy when you use the word idiot?
No.
Okay. So he didn't use the word hate, but you were really, really angry at Daddy, right?
Very angry.
Okay. Do you feel the same way now?
No.
Okay. Did I make you feel...
Are you just saying that because I'm here?
No. I feel
You can
better.
tell by
I feel
the
better.
look
I feel
on his
better.
face. You feel better now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do you feel better?
Because he apologized and he knew where he went wrong and you explained where I went wrong. And things that we could do better next time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you happy now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd be happy if you gave me all my money for my gaming, but that's another thing.
So you don't have a voodoo doll with little pins in it with Daddy's head on it? You sure? All right, sweetie pie.
Get out of here.
Love you.
Later. I'll see you in a second. Love that boy, huh?
No,
No,
I don't
you
want to
tell
talk
the
about it now.
test
You
you
talk
bomb
about
later.
it afterwards.
Love you.
Close the door tight.
Love that boy. Crazy. Anyway,
That was serious forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's a very big difference than how he felt in the room that day.
I explained why I was wrong. I explained to him what I thought, and I told him also that,
the difference with you and him is that it was a genuine apology. When you apologized,
I genuinely apologize.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It was a genuine apology, which is different than the apology he gave Madison when we wrapped
Absolutely.
up the whole argument that day.
But that was the whole thing. I just wanted him to really understand and really get that. And Anyway, but he understands, and that's the whole thing with this house. We make sure when we apologize if we do something wrong, we explain it. We don't have to be in each other's necks. We don't have to be nasty, but we explain it so that everybody they feel okay after it.
Yeah, and mending it is important. You know, with that whole situation, I really wanted to take the time so that he could understand why everything unraveled the way that it unraveled. You know, I didn't feel like, all right, well, you're mad at dad, so whatever. No, I didn't want him to be mad at you.
Correct.
For me, just in this world, period, everything is about having a greater understanding. You know, once you can understand certain things and understand people's intention, that unlocks the door to openness and mindfulness.
Absolutely.
And it creates better relationships.
Absolutely.
So that's what my goal was. So I'm glad that you guys are all fixed.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you for that. Support for today's episode also comes from Lisa. Now, resolve to rest this new year. A quality night's sleep helps you recover from distractions faster, prevents burnout, and makes better decisions, improves your memory, and overall makes fewer mistakes. It's not marketing, it's science to design a better mattress. Now, Lisa leveraged over 30 years of experience and hundreds of hours of testing to develop the perfect mattress for all body shapes and sleeping styles. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have a Lisa mattress at work, and we have it here at the house as well. And when I sleep on my Lisa mattress, it's amazing. Now, start 2019 well rested. Get $160 off a Lisa mattress at lisa.com/KCCrew and use promo code KCCrew at checkout. That's LEESA.com/KCCrew. Promo code KCCrew, and it comes in a box. It ships well. It's just the perfect mattress. Like I said, I use it at work and we use it here. Toyota isn't just a car company. And the new podcast, Toyota Untold, isn't just about cars. It's about mobility. It's about helping people move physically, socially, and emotionally. It's about respect for people and continuous improvement. In Toyota Untold, you'll hear behind-the-scenes stories about how a son's love for his mother led to Toyota's unlikely origin as an automated loom company. Why and how a Toyota Tundra was used to tow a space shuttle through the streets of L.A. From advanced technology to the Olympics, space shuttles to natural disasters, discover how Toyota's rethinking mobility in the brand new podcast, Toyota Untold. Definitely check it out, all right? You can find Toyota Untold right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Now, let's get to email of the week.
All righty.
All right. Does everyone need a whole phase? Hey, Gia. Hey, Annie. She didn't even put Envy. Hey, Annie. I have a question. If you use this for the podcast, please don't use my name.
Okay.
Did I use a name? No, I didn't. I want to first say I love your podcast and banter. It's hilarious. Nice to hear your perspective on life and relationships.
Thank you.
My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 9 years since age 15. We are getting to the stage in our relationship where he will be proposing soon. Oh, you just know he's going to be proposing, huh? However, I'm starting to freak out knowing that he will be the only person I've had sex with for my entire life. He has had sex with one other person before me. However, we have a good sex life, but I can't help but wonder because I've never experienced anything else. Gia, I know that DJ Envy is your only partner, and I wanted to know if these concerns are normal or is it a sign that I'm not truly satisfied? DJ Envy, did you have these feelings at all when you were getting ready to propose to Gia? I'm afraid we'll get older and the feelings will come back and be stronger. We briefly talked about it, and my boyfriend says that it doesn't cross his mind, but I don't believe it. I guess what I'm trying to say is whole phase. Necessary for me to be content or not having wondering thoughts. What do you think? Love you guys both. This is a great question because I wondered about this with you sometimes. I've never talked about it.
You never talked to me about it? Okay.
I'm the only person you ever been with.
Right. But like anything.
Correct.
So for anyone that doesn't know or hasn't heard the podcast before, the most I've ever done with another boy, which was right before you, was he went up my shirt.
All right, enough.
With his hand.
Okay. I don't have to talk about this no
so
more.
that was the furthest that I had gone before you.
Correct.
So, and I thought that was a big deal. It took him 3 months to go up my shirt. So there you have it.
So I mean, that's a perfect question for you. with me being the only person that you had sex with, do you ever think about having sex with other people? And do you think people should have a whole phase?
Do I ever think about having sex with other people?
Like, and not like, oh yeah, I wish I had sex with Billy. No, I'm talking about like, do you ever think about, damn, how would sex be with another person,
Okay. So to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
for several years, no, I didn't think about being with another man sexually.
Mm-hmm.
So just for a little bit of a history, we've been together since I was 15 and you were 16,
Mm-hmm.
and we got married when I was 22 and he was 23.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, no. Prior to the wedding, no. There were times where it crossed my mind not to actually do it per se, but as a curiosity. But
Mm-hmm.
in hindsight, I realized that those times of me even thinking about it
Mm-hmm.
was a private way of me lashing out, because those times only occurred when I was upset with you.
Gotcha.
Or when something wasn't right in our relationship. So I would take those opportunities to spite you, even though it was only me and me in the scenario. But I would take those times to say like, well, maybe I should, or how would he like it if, or think about it. But it was more a curiosity, and it was more a form of vengeance, even though it never happened.
So you never thought about,
if that makes sense.
yeah, so you never thought about maybe if I slept with a guy and his penis was smaller, or the guy's penis was smaller, or if I slept with a guy and his tongue was faster, or you never thought about that, or if he was a bigger guy or a smaller guy, or,
Now, when
if he
you
was
say,
heavier or lighter, or, or
no, I don't really understand your question, actually.
like, have you ever thought about being, I'm sure everybody that has sex in different ways.
Of course.
Right? Or they have oral
A different style.
differently, a different
Everybody has
style.
a
So if you
different
ever
style.
said, you know what, I wonder if I met another guy if he was better, or if he did it this way, or
So
I didn't like
let
that
me
laugh.
tell you,
I didn't like that laugh.
when I was 19,
Mm-hmm.
I remember this like it was yesterday. It's one of those memories that kind of stand out to me. When I was 19, we were in college, and I was in my apartment on Hampton Boulevard. My mother came down to visit, and she was staying with me for about 3 or 4 days. And she said to me, and I think I might have mentioned this in a previous podcast, maybe 2 years ago, but she said to me, so Gia, Rashawn is the only person you've ever been with. And I said, yes. And she said, he's talking about marriage. His mother talked to me about, the two of you guys getting married. Clearly, he spoke to his mom about it, and I'm sure you guys have talked about it. And I said, yeah, I mean, that's always been the plan since we've been together for maybe 2 months. He's been talking about marriage. And she said, She said, so I love him, but you've never thought about maybe being with somebody else? And I said, being with somebody else, how?
That tells me your mom had a whole phase, but go ahead.
She said, sexually. And I said, no. And she said, do you think that maybe it's something you should consider? I said, cheating? She said, no, not necessarily cheating, but maybe a break or whatever. Like, you guys have been together since you were a kid.
Right.
And then to go through high school, to go through college, and then to get married with no other experience. How do you even know that you like it?
Right.
And I said, well, Mom, if it's not broke, it doesn't need fixing. Why would I have to venture out if I'm happy with the way that things are?
Right.
She said, but you don't really have a reference point for happiness if you've never experienced anything else.
Right.
Like if you've spent your whole life eating hamburgers and you have no idea what a steak tastes like, you have no idea what you're missing. And I said, well, that might be true, but If I like me a hamburger, then I like me a hamburger.
Right.
And I said, but who knows? I might be munching on a steak and everything else might be a hamburger. I said, I don't feel as though that I need to know, because for me, sex isn't just about the physical aspect about it. It's more about the love.
Gotcha.
And I said, I feel something more than just, physical pleasure when we're intimate. Like, I feel love.
Right.
And that is enough for me. That makes me happy and I'm satisfied. And she said, okay, but I wouldn't be doing my motherly duties if I didn't ask you that question. So, like I said before, there are times after that where I've been upset with you and bad thoughts would come through my mind. But at this stage, at a woman about to be 40, and being in the same situation, no, I don't feel as though I've missed out on anything. And I don't feel as though there's anything else that I need to experience. When you spend that many years with somebody, I feel as though you damn near exhaust every sexual experience that there is. Not to say that, you don't always have something to learn. We want to look into Tantra and things along those lines now. We planned on doing it about a year ago and never did.
Right.
Rashawn bought a book and I planned on skimming through it and just haven't had the opportunity. But I said for the new year, I do kind of want to look into it, because maybe there's a whole thing that can be unveiled that we haven't even tapped into. But as far as what the masses look at as sex and what most people experience, I think that we've pretty much run the gamut, and yes, people have different styles, and someone else might open you up to something that you've had no knowledge of before. But for me, I don't think that it's necessary. For you, I don't think that it's necessary, because sex, while it's a sexual act and a physical act, I think that it's more of a spiritual act and an act of love. And that's more so what you should be tapping into. That's the reason why I feel as though we're made to have sex. And that's why I personally never thought that it was my prerogative to have sex with multiple people or anything like that, because I feel as though God made us to express love in that way. And that's why so much pleasure comes along with it. It's kind of like the pinnacle of love. So to just have that with anybody, it's just a physical act, and then you're missing out on what makes it so complete and so raw and so amazing. So if you're with someone that you plan on marrying and spending the rest of your life with, hopefully it's for the right reasons. If you just tap into the love, I don't feel as though you'll miss out on anything. I don't feel as though I have.
All right. You know what? And I take huge pride, and I love the fact that I can say that my wife has only been with anybody but me. I take huge pride in the fact that knowing that, my penis was the only one that went in her,
Oh, okay.
Same.
It didn't have to be that graphic.
Same way you're gripping the mic, is like my penis is the only one that you grip like that.
It doesn't. Yeah,
so I take huge pride, and I love the fact that is, and I'm very happy and excited, and it makes me proud, and it makes me feel a different way. But let me throw a curveball.
Okay.
You have a son. You have a daughter. Now, what do you tell your son and daughter? Do you tell your son and daughter, maybe you should play the field a little bit like your mother did? Or do you say, hey, if you find that right person, you stay with that right person? What do you suggest?
I don't think that it's about playing the field. I believe that life takes you down different routes, and things get unveiled along your route. So if your life dictates that you will be with multiple people, then you will be with multiple. I don't believe that any way is the right way. I believe that we live our lives, and whatever actions are right and appropriate in those particular times, that is what you do. Madison may fall in love with somebody in a year or two and may want to be intimate with him. And if that's her first, great. If that's her first and last, great. If they break up and she falls in love 3 more times, 4 more times, whatever. It's whatever is appropriate for her in those moments. And as long as she's acting with good intentions and responsibly, then that will be her story. And that's the same thing for Logan. My story just happens to be this, but it doesn't mean that it is the right story or the best story. It is just a story.
Absolutely.
So, if I didn't meet you, I might have fallen in love with somebody and he might have been a jerk and it might not have worked out. And I might have fallen in love several times along the way. And I might have, God knows how many people under my belt.
Right.
That is just life. So this is how my life unveiled.
Okay. I respect that. And you know what? I agree with you. I would tell that girl, and, even though that you might think about it, I'm sure thinking about it is not a problem, but, think about it like this. Is you having sex with somebody else worth losing that relationship? And if your answer is no, it's not worth it, then nah, let it go. Like, if people always joke, I'm in my whole phase. Yeah, that's funny and that's cool. But like you said, and I think you said it perfectly, everybody has their own destiny. Everybody has their own way of life. Everybody's relationship and the way that things go is all different. And, if you're satisfied, you're happy, you're talking marriage, no, you don't need a damn whole phase, in my opinion.
And the whole phase, man, that's no good. Like, I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how you cut it. In my opinion, like, there's nothing good or positive or productive that comes from being a hoe.
Right.
Period. I believe that you're saying it as a joke. I think that you mean, to just get out there and maybe have different relationships and experience other men. And I do think that, there's something to that as well. But being a hoe, like when someone says hoe or slut or whore, I'm thinking about a person that doesn't have much value to themselves. Other people may value you. You may be valuable, but you don't value yourself.
Right.
And you just give it away to anyone that seems like they might be fun for the time being. And there's nothing to be proud of for doing that.
Right.
Like, that's not something that should really be upholded. In my opinion, our bodies are treasures. And I don't mean just women. Men's bodies are treasures as well. I look at sex as something special and not to just be given out to anybody. I feel as though there should be a relationship and there should be feelings there. I mean, it would be great if there was love and caring. There should be something substantial behind a person sharing their body with another body in that form. So, but that's just my opinion.
Absolutely.
There are people that have a lot of fun having one night stands and whatnot. To me, it's dangerous and it can be reckless. And I have a lot of other thoughts about that, but that's not really what this topic is about. So, I don't really like the idea hoe phase.
Right.
I think that there is something to experiencing different relationships, maybe several of them as you go through life, and maybe being intimate if it's called for or if that's what you feel and whatnot. But to just be with anybody with no relationship, no feelings, just empty, just for the sexual and physical pleasure of it, I don't stand behind.
I get it. And I totally agree with you. Absolutely. Well, I hope we answered your question. And now my baby's over here dying. Her throat hurts and she could barely fucking talk. She's trying her hardest. Well, I just want to say thank you guys again, everybody that's going to the podcast tomorrow. We can't wait to see you guys. And don't forget, we are doing another podcast, which is open to everybody. It's not a limited amount of tickets, but it will sell out. Okay. It's February 18th. If you want to find out information, go to Ticketmaster.com and get your tickets. It's February 18th. We do it every year during February. It's our little Valentine's Day special where we spend with you guys. February 18th. Get your tickets now. They're on sale. Ticketmaster.com.
It's at Sony Hall in New York City.
Very nice and sexy.
And everyone will be seated.
That's right. So we'll see you guys on February 18th, and we'll see you guys next week. And also, shout out to everybody that's coming out to our real estate seminar. now. If you don't know about it, you know, we do a real estate seminar every couple of months where we just talk about us investing in real estate. We own 19 units now in Jersey. We own 2 in Detroit. And that's what the future is for us as far as other streams of income. And we believe in having as many streams of income as possible. You know, it's tough out there, you know, with the government shut down and everything that's going on. You just want to make sure that you can, you know, support your family. So, you know, Gia and I, we do everything. If it's, you know, if it's DJing, if it's hosting parties, if it's podcasts, if it's, you know, real estate, we try to make sure. So this is something that you can go and you can learn about getting into the real estate business, you know, and even if you don't go, if you don't want to go to the seminar, you're going to be at the seminar. There's going to be people that are talking from agents to, you know, people that can give you loans, lenders, hard money lenders. If you don't know what that is, you learn about that, learn how to get the properties, how to invest, construction loans, you know, how to go, how much money you need to put down, how much money you need to start. And even if you can't go to the seminar, which I recommend, even if it's not my seminar, go to a seminar, you know, get a book, you know, read up on real estate, you know, look online, you know, go to Trulia, go to Zillow, go to Realtor.com, look at real houses and things like that on your own. Gia and I do it all the time, and we just try to get a feel so we know what we're doing. So just do that, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Now, next week, I'll tell you guys what I got Gia for her birthday, too. So it should be a lot of fun. All right.
Wait, next week?
Well, I'll tell you some of the stuff.
But I don't understand. My birthday is on Friday.
Of next week.
Right. So this comes out on Wednesday. So how can you tell them anything?
You'll see. You'll understand next week.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Caseys.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.